Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of Airstreamers, where you never know what stream will ride. We are, in fact, on episode 194, not 193. That was an error on Twitch's part. I blame Twitch, Always and Forever. Isn't that a song, Always and Forever?
Like a Disney song?
No, it's like a...
Like a Christmas
early
Carol.
90s pop is what I'm thinking of. Anyway.
Always and Forever.
Mm-hmm. There's at least a line.
Oh,
in it
that's
from
the.
it.
Is that the song by Maya?
I Love You Always and Forever by Betty Who. Interesting. Anyway, here we are at episode 194. We are, I don't know, whatever, 6 episodes away, but I don't even know if that counts today. 7, really. Away from episode 200. That is a lot of freaking episodes, and I am just beyond excited for the next bit of time. Today, I want to reiterate that there will be a shortened episode. We have an early day tomorrow because we have to drive up to New York. We're going to drive to Pennsylvania. We're going to drive all over the place because we're closing on our property tomorrow, which is insanity. So tomorrow night, at some point, we're going to come home and recap with y'all with another shortened episode. So we're kind of splitting today's content across the two days.
Thank you, Ralphia, for 15 months. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Ralphia. That's super sweet.
Thank you, Ralphia. That is super, super sweet. Yes, always, forever. I'll be with you. Yes, that song. Oh, Luther Vandross. I think that's who it is.
That is right.
Yes.
That rings a bell.
Yes.
That totally rings a bell.
Kyle, the organizer, special shout out for a beautiful gift that we received from you today. It is just so heartwarming with the message and the content,
so sweet.
And the cats are already loving the little. I don't even know what they're called, but the little toys,
the
whatever
socks,
those are, the socks,
and then the little balls, tater tot, and Oriole love that style of toy.
Did you see? I already saw that little. The ball is downstairs already.
Of course,
they went whole hog with it.
Yeah, our house is a literal mess.
I'm wearing
cat toys.
These beautiful earrings that were given to me by Kyle. You can't.
They're
really
so
see,
cute.
But they're a
Do you want to put your head underneath the Crafticam?
Yes, I'll do that. But they're a circle with rainbow jewels in it. The one unexpected thing about this kind of earring is that it's poking my neck with my headphones on. So I'm not used to that.
So you're gonna have a neck hole?
I'm probably gonna have extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orifices.
Sphincters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them. A sphincter.
And Kyle got us different styles of Starbucks coffee, and I'm gonna save some of them for our Airstream.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I want to make it like a, like a celebratory thing.
Connect all the dots. That's really what it is. Yeah. So that is what's happening, and really, truly, deeply thank you.
And the wine topper, too.
So sweet. The wine topper, that was rainbow. Yes, that was sweet.
It's so sweet. All of it. Thank you, Kyle. So tomorrow I went to the bank today, and I don't like going to the bank. It's not ever fun. It's always like a process. And then I get that it's money and you have to triple check everything. But at some point, just do it.
Just give me my money?
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me my money.
Yeah.
Give me my money. Do you know what that's from?
That is, where's my $2 from Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead or something.
But I have to tell you that that movie got brought up at work the other day, and someone was talking about it, and I knew it, and I was all excited because I hadn't before you.
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Yeah. That's a common one, but it was something else, and I can't remember what it was now, but it was something other than that one.
Wheeze the Juice?
That is not that movie.
Can you bring that one into lunchroom conversation? Why? That's such a good friggin' movie.
I'll ask what everyone thinks about it, but I have a suspicion that show me the money. Show me the money. Yes, that one. I tried to do something and it didn't work.
Wait, show me the money is the movie?
No. It's not give me my money. It's show me the money. Show me the money.
Oh, I
know what that's from?
Jerry Maguire.
How do you know that?
Because that was famous. I never saw it, but I knew it. It was
What?
famous.
What?
But give me my $2. Where's my $2? That's not
What?
the same
I
thing.
still can't focus. How did you just know that's Jerry Maguire?
Yeah, give me my $2.
Wow. So I'm gonna go off on a little bit right now, and Paul's gonna catch me again. Paul says Elias was just musing about Tom Cruise the other day. I was getting a haircut today, and at the salon they have this tiny little TV, and they pick something called like the Exchange Network or something.
What is that?
I've never heard. I don't know what channel it's on. I don't know where it exists, but
Who's on it? Like
it was a host and
exchange rates?
No, it was
or
like,
is it like foreign exchange students? It's
it's just a
on
news channel, Exchange News or something.
Is this like the TV show of
The Exchange? Maybe it's on CNBC. Yeah,
what
it's
is
a newsroom-based program for today's investor. So they were speaking about Tom Cruise's latest movie, which is Top Gun Maverick.
What a snooze fest of a show!
And
give me my Jerry. What's his name? Give me my Maury Povich.
Heidi is yelling that it's Better Off Dead, which is Give Me My $2 with John Cusack. What are you saying it is?
Oh, yeah. Well, I said it was.
Don't tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, because you
Yeah.
literally don't even know your favorite movie.
No, I knew it was in that time.
Or one of your favorite
it was
movies.
either I thought that it was the Burbs. I always mix that up. Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead is just a go-to answer for anything in the 80s or 90s. And that's it. I'm sticking to it. That I have nothing more to fight for.
Well, at the salon,
Jerry Springer. Thank you, Sam.
At the salon, it was this TV. It was. Look, I don't think it was a finance.
Yeah, Airplane is my favorite movie. What are you talking about? It's not.
That's why I corrected myself and said one of your.
One of my
movies.
favorite.
I will clip that because I need to prove.
And
myself.
Cinderella is up there too, just in case you forgot.
I trust me, that one I will never forget. Mm-hmm. The finance news was on, and they were talking. They brought on one of the main. Not the director. I don't think it was the director of the
Why don't they
movie.
just paint the wall and let you watch the wall dry? I mean,
And
that's snooze fest.
I was interested because what they were saying was the rights to Top Gun, owned by Sundance, whatever, that they were signed and sealed and delivered in 2010. And they were very sort of systematically working through from 2010 to like now to get that movie out because of all the practical effects, all of the things that had to happen.
They've been recording it for
No, they
20
haven't been-
or 12 years.
They haven't been recording for 12 years, but they've been working on it for quite some time.
Who's
And-
paying these salaries?
And then COVID happened. So they had to decide, are they going to just drop all of that work or are they going to continue with it? And so however they got the investments to happen, maybe Tom Cruise, maybe Scientology, I don't know. The point is that they did release
Maybe the
it,
exchange rate financed
Maybe
it, and that's why they're doing it.
and they did make it, and it's now considered his highest grossing movie of all time. And it has a 99%
It's even
average.
better than Look Who's Talking.
I don't think Tom Cruise was in Look Who's Talking.
No, I think he was.
I don't think that he was.
No, he was in Look Who's Talking too.
I don't think he was in either of them.
I think he was. He played the little sperm in the beginning, swimming towards.
Do you know we used to watch that in my biology class
really
as a way to learn what happens?
Oh, that's terrible.
Isn't that crazy?
That is not. I don't think that in any. I mean, Sam can confirm, but I don't think that is in any way
I think the teacher was very
anatomically correct.
She was very uncomfortable, and I
it-
think she wanted us to see some version of that, and this was the way.
I think that the sperm are talking in it. Like that's the first problem. That I don't think that they have vocal cords just yet. That comes later.
It's John Travolta that's in Look Who's Talking. And Tom Selleck
yeah.
is the other one.
Well, it's the same thing. They both fly and they both wear glasses. Like, I mean,
So my thing with Top Gun is it is I'm fascinated by the user rating. So in Rotten Tomatoes or at Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 99% user rating review, which means that when they poll people leaving the theater throughout the world, they'll ask them what they thought about it, and they either say yes or no, like I like it or I didn't like it, like I recommend it or I don't recommend it, and 99% of the people said they recommend it. That's crazy. That's a super high rating.
Yeah, who's that one person?
I know, right? But you really think they only polled 100 people?
Well, who's the?
Do you know
two
how
people?
math works? Do you know how data works?
No
Excuse me?
idea. I thought it was literally just to the number.
So the other thing is,
What if they only polled 50 people and then only half of a person hated it and the other half of that person liked it?
I know.
Like which half would like it, the top or the bottom?
Have you two seen all the Pink Panther movies? I've never seen a Pink Panther movie because I think that they made me feel Needles feeling at the fact that it was like real and fake. I was much more into the cartoon of it.
I haven't seen them either, and I always was very confused by Pink Panther and the insulation that you would get from the houses.
Yes.
I just didn't really, as a kid, going through Home Depot which was god awful. Those experiences. Now I love it. Now I love it. But going through Home Depot as a kid is literal torture.
I don't think there's anything worse.
And I remember going and not really fully understanding why is this cartoon that I like to watch on insulation? Like, what's the fun in that? Is it a toy? I don't know.
You know, I never thought about the connection. It feels nice, so why would you not? It's dangerous.
Yeah,
like it encourages a child to
open the walls and climb in to be with Pink Panther.
Yeah, wow. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about Tom Cruise again because that's apparently what all that I'm doing now. But I am here for it. I hate him. I don't like him. But I am happy that there's something out there that exists that gives people an opportunity to feel and leave happy, right? Because like the world sucks right now. There's a lot of terrible things going on in the world, and so I'm all for giving people an opportunity to feel a little bit of like escape. If we provide that for 1% of the people who felt that way about Top Gun,
I never saw the first one.
Yeah, I did when I was younger. I don't really remember it. I just remember the like.
Is it like MASH?
No. What? No, it's just about like flying a plane, I think.
But he's in the army.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fighting. I don't think there's any fighting in it. It's literally, I think, just about flying the planes, learning how to fly, like becoming a Top Gun, like, isn't it? Like an ace pilot? Am I right? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
I have no idea.
If this is true that Cruise said it will never be on streaming, that's dead to me then. I don't want to see it anymore. I'm over it. That's how quickly I've just shifted gears.
Well, then where are you going to
stupid?
Where are you going to see it then?
Probably they'll release it to DVD back to like normal time, and then we'll buy the We'll buy the Blu-ray and put it in the freaking Xbox, and then hit play, and then wait for it to load and all that nonsense, rather than just release it to streaming.
Is it that he's not going to release it to like Netflix streaming, or he's not going to release? And why? He has the authority to make this decision. I think
it's his. I think it's entirely his. He's probably the one funding it. That's what I'm saying. Which in turn means it's probably the Scientologists who are funding it.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's. I want to see it just to see if there's propaganda in it. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I feel like people by this point would have uncovered it.
It's just, when did it come out?
Which one? Top Gun 2? Like the new one?
Yeah.
It just came out recently, and Amazi said that they're not a fan of Tom Cruise, but loved the movie. Absolutely loved it. You know, I'm pretty much torture as a female too. My husband takes forever at Home Depot. I'm going to see it tomorrow with my husband.
I love
the original Top Gun. Pink and S, let us know what you think. Oh my God, I played in that Pink Panther installation. Me and my friend Dan around age 5. Do you still have fiberglass in you?
Who said that?
Mare.
Wait, didn't you sleep in... Yeah, you did the same.
I did.
You did the same.
I was working with my dad. And
Oh.
I fell asleep. I was working. and he was upstairs and he was filming. He was working, and I was sleeping because I was a big baby and tired from carrying cinder blocks, and all I wanted was money to raise to buy a Nintendo 64 so I can play Zelda. And then I woke up with like an inch of insulation dust on me, and he was not a happy camper. That's why he's probably still mad at me.
Yeah, I mean, he wants his insulation dust
He's not mad
back.
at me. I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that.
He wants his insulation dust back.
Yeah. And that's
Didn't he hose you off like a dog?
No, he told me to go home right now and take a freezing cold shower. He's like, not a hot shower. He was like, do not even think about putting it to medium. Take a cold shower so that it wipes off and doesn't, so that my pores don't become like tentacles and just suction everything in. Because
That's smart, though.
it's so smart. How does he know about pores?
Probably because he slept in the one time, and that's what his boss told him.
He never really had a boss. I don't think his father was smart enough to know about it. I don't think
Everybody's got a boss. You're always answering to someone.
A mole person. You think his
Yeah.
direct connection
I mean,
was a mole person in the sky?
could be. Could be.
So anyway, welcome. I don't even know where we're at right now. We actually just recorded a podcast just moments before we started, and it was about I forgot. Oh, it was about
Vampires?
V Rising, which is a fun new game that we're playing that we played a bajillion hours on. If anyone who's on who enjoyed playing Valheim, you will like playing this game. It's a ton of fun. So I'm thinking like the Jodies of the world, Crymars, Pink NS, Leah. Who else played? Anyone else play that time? I think it was just the group of us. And definitely check it out. We have a server that we built, and at some point, once we sort of understand what the mechanics of it all are, we'll open it up to everyone.
Yeah.
But V Rising is very good. So you'll hear a small little snippet of it as we talk in the podcast, but we spend most of our time actually talking about the controversy surrounding the Kenobi character, the actress who plays that character, who's gotten a ton of racist hate mail. And it just blows my mind, and I just want to scream at everyone because the world absolutely sucks. And it's a freaking show about aliens and galaxies, and people are just hyper focused on the fact that she's a black woman, and they're angry. The people watching her are angry. I can't. It just...
Well, tune into the podcast to hear fully
listen to all of
what
that.
the situation is, because I don't want to revisit it.
No.
It's
gonna
already pisses me off.
But it's terrible. So if you follow her, or if you follow anything Star Wars, reach out to her and be like, listen, love you, great, even if you never watched it, just because you know what, that's a nice thing to hear. And Chris made a good point on it and I'm going to repeat the one thing you said, where one person's critique is worth like 1,000 times 100 people's positives or whatever. You said it more elegantly.
Yeah, you totally butchered it. But they'll have to listen to hear how it's properly said.
And when you do listen, I encourage you to rate it a 5-star podcast only, #modest.
Right?
And you know, Sia's daughter, that is so sweet of you. Thank you so
thanks,
much.
Lena.
That's really, really kind of you. The Jedi Hunter character, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany Pina, I thought she was
too.
freaking great too. I think she totally embodied that person, like that struggle of like clawing your way and being like aggressive. I thought she really did a great job in it, and I can't see why people would say what they say.
Her name is Moses Ingram. That's her real name, and her character name is Reva Savander / third sister. I don't know. I don't think we know much about the only Star Wars sisters that I know are the Night Sisters, and I don't think that this is related to
I don't
that.
think so.
I think it's a different group. She's 29 years old. And you know what, Chris? I actually never connected the dots here with what I wanted to say because we got sidetracked. But when I brought up what I brought up with relation to internet and media consumption, what I was trying to get to was Lando. I wanted to actually make that point that Heidi's husband made, that Lando was black at the time, and did they get hate mail for it?
But
and
we actually talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, I actually specifically meant to connect it to Lando, and I never got there. But the reality is that this idea that we never had access to
direct access to celebrities or like a platform to
You know, we had
Voice
magazines. You
these
had to
out.
wait for a magazine to come out for.
We had to wait till the phone, like when mom was done with the phone, to call your friend and say how much you hate Lando.
Yeah. Exactly. Even OG Steve at the prior podcast said that when Return of the Jedi
Now
came
you
out,
just go on your little Instagrams and post all the hate to
Yeah.
everyone. And you're like, oh, God, you posted this and you're terrible.
and then it just everyone immediately gets riled up and everyone's fighting. They don't even know what they're fighting over. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
So definitely
And
listen to the
Paul
podcast.
said-
It's going to be up tomorrow, or maybe later tonight. I'm not sure what time it's going to happen, but it'll be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Yeah,
by
Paul.
tomorrow.
Literally, okay, well, I guess we're just a stereotype because people are really hitting every point that we talked about, because Paul's saying that Kelly Marie in episode 8 got a lot of unfounded hatred too.
Yeah, where are you seeing that? I don't see it.
Right below, like down a little bit towards the bottom.
Oh, okay. And yes, no spoil. This episode right here, this thing, we will not have any spoilers, but I will say the podcast, there are moments where I say spoiler alert, so just be aware that there are moments that happen that you want to maybe fast forward to if you're gonna listen.
Oh, Pink, I love that you're rewatching them with Disney Plus. That's freaking awesome.
It's awesome. And so, yeah, there's a lot of good content kind of supplementing a lot of what we talked about in the prior episode with Star Wars. I even make a joke that it's like a Star Wars podcast now, but, you know, it is what it is. We speak what we watch, and that's the whole thing. Stranger Things was way better. # hot take, said Jody. You're now comparing Stranger Things to Kenobi. That's what I'm assuming you're comparing. I think we have to take Kenobi we have to let it unfold and then make sort of that distinction, because I think with Stranger Things, I think you have access to watching it all now, right? So you're kind of comparing a fully incomplete product to like a.
I heard that
incomplete
Netflix was
product.
getting away from like just the binge release.
That's what I heard,
But
but I
is
think
it-
Stranger Things
is it like
part
full?
1 is the full part 1. It's as in it's like multiple things that are half of the whole.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes, it does, but only because I've been married to you for so many years.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Also, Better Call Saul is back on. And how
I meant
did
to
we
talk
miss
to you about that? How did we miss that? It's on.
my-
So does that mean it's bad because nobody's talking about it? Chris, I follow a bajillion things and I'm not getting any. No one's talking about it.
You're maybe just head down focused on Star Wars and Airstreamers.
No, it's
and
I
property.
get content. I follow a
And-
million things.
No, but listen,
Review sites to review.
you know,
new
like my
stuff.
really close friend at work, he is like, "Hey, did you guys finish at Better Call Saul?" And I was like,
Wait, it's done? It's come and
"No,
gone?
the first part. It's part 1 is done, and then it's the second part is going to be in part like 2 in July or something." And he's like, "Did you catch it?" And I was like,
What does this mean? I'm looking it up. Better Call Saul season 6 part 1 finale jumps to 87% of delayed viewing. What does that mean? Like no one's watching it?
"I don't know. They didn't advertise it."
I literally didn't even know it was on.
Well, anyway, yeah. See, Heidi's saying it's really good. First half is done.
It's the mid-season finale of the 6th and final season, and it grew 87% with 3 days of delayed viewership.
So all that I'm saying is that I feel like I also have equal weight in this relationship when it comes to entertainment. The fact that I knew this through a friend
That you had
gives me a little bit of clout.
that you had
I had nothing on my radar.
you did not go to a website. You did not
Nothing.
seek anything out. Information was dumped
Given
on
to
you.
me. And then I retransmitted that information to you.
Yeah.
And as a result, I feel like I have equal standing in
So your
entertainment.
one contribution to it all
Yeah.
is the same as my.
I also knew Jerry Maguire, excuse me.
Yeah, well, knowing of it is different than bringing it to the table.
You thought it was give me the money.
The response to this final season of Better Call Saul from viewers, critics, and longtime fans and new arrivals to the series on all platforms has been everything we had hoped for, said Dan McDermott, president of entertainment and AMC Studios for AMC Networks. Well, I dropped the ball. Forget it. It's over. I don't want to watch it anymore.
Jody's right. She said Kenobi technically is complete. We're just filling in the gaps.
Kenobi is technically complete. We're just... No, I don't think so. I'm going to fight you on that. I'm not going to fight you because I'm not going to fight. But I'm saying I will respectfully disagree with you.
Don't fight
because
Jody.
I think that
I'll fight you if you fight Jody.
There is a spoiler, or there's something that happens that is potential spoiler territory that I was shocked by. And I love learning about this. I love living in this and swimming around with all of the, I don't know, primordial goo, Metachlorian. I want to live and thrive in this universe, and I want to know everything about everything that these characters have been provided, giving us, and enjoyment wise over the years. So I loved it. I thought it was great. But I will say, if you watch part 1 and 2 of Kenobi, it's not part 1 and 2. It's really just one episode. Like the midpoint where episode 1 stops, don't consider that episode 1. It's just, it's not really complete. It's episode 1 and 2 that really makes it complete.
Can Elias get it? Jerry Maguire version. No, he cannot.
Kilg. That's funny. I did not get it. So I have a highlight reel that I want to show you.
Please deposit the money.
Yeah.
Is that...
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
Can I have
it just rolls off the tongue.
Can I have the money, please? And then, can I deposit this check, please?
Please write me a certified check. Remit invoice in 45 days net, please.
Void transaction. Void transaction. You know the bank that we have over here, the ATM? It annoys me that it doesn't do that stupid jingle.
Like it half does
it. It starts it, and then it's like, nope, you're not going to get it all. Because then you know what it is? I genuinely
explain to the folks who don't live by us and go to that ATM.
There's a Chase Bank near us, and what happens is we use Apple Pay, and we, Apple Watch to the thing to get money out for whatever. Like today, I got a haircut, and the place has no.
Well, because they launder money.
Yeah, I think. Shh. Can't say that out loud.
I think that this police loan, I don't go there.
I think it 100% does. I almost actually witnessed something today. And I was just sitting there like, yep.
Was he sewing a mattress in the back room?
No, but there was a lot of thank yous. Someone walked in, there was a lot of thank you, and then they left. It's very strange. It was a very strange experience, and I was the only one in the store.
Does he have a big ledger when he writes your bill?
There is no ledger, which I think could also equally be as bad.
Well, if he's writing down that he installed one of those new space hats that they use to dry your hair.
No, this is not a salon that way. It's a barber shop. Remember Heidi told us the difference? Barbers are just straight up dry stuff. Salons can do they'll wash your hair, they'll color it, they'll do all that stuff and style it. A barber is just scissors and a buzzer. That's it.
Scissor to follicle or hair.
Yeah. So that's what I did, and I'm pretty sure I experienced that. But all that to say that I got my money before I went, and the bank plays a jingle. It's the Chase jingle, the boo-doo-doo, boo-doom, whatever that is after you do the ATM.
That was good. Good
Thank
job.
you.
It's like you're a music person or something.
And then when we do it now, it just goes boo-doo-doo, and then it stops. And I drive away, and then I stop, and I'm like, oh, did it? And I'm doing the whole, am I good?
What a freaking tease.
I know. I hate it. So there's that.
You don't know if your transaction's done. Somebody's probably just pulling the bills out.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like it. I want it to be complete. We do not have Netflix, and I have heard that Heartstopper is great. One of my ex-students, an alumni, I don't know, what's the better word to say?
Wait, Paul, you don't know which bank. Oh, wait. I thought he said...
now we know what bank they use. Commence hacking.
I thought he was saying Commerce Bank. I read it quickly, but I was like, you're missing the point.
What's a good way to describe a student who I no longer have?
A former student.
A former student. One of my former students messaged me and asked me if I'm watching Stranger Things, and more importantly, they said that they just had this moment of realization where I, to them, look like the tech person in Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, the second one, whatever the second one is
Newman?
called. No, in Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park. The new one.
Hang on to your butts?
The new ones. And Jurassic World.
Park Edition.
What's the name of the second movie?
Oh, that's the one with...
He's the guy from New Girl, and I have gotten that before many times that
Nick?
I look like Nick from New Girl. And so
I
he
kinda see
messaged
it.
me and he said, "Hey, oh my God, I have this epiphany that this is what you look like." And we got talking about Stranger Things, and he said, "Are you watching?" And I said, "No, I don't have Netflix. I'm boycotting right now." And he said that I should, if I'm actively boycotting, the best way to really nail it to them is download illegally. And therefore, we get to consume the content without ever having to pay them. And for like half a second, I was like, it's not a bad idea.
No,
but I
you know
will
what's
not.
even better is if we subscribe and then, you know, they're on this kick for sharing passwords.
I would just share
Just
our
give our
password
password
everyone.
on Muskrat
Yeah,
Nation.
yeah.
Say everybody go sign in.
Exactly. But yeah,
That's probably illegal, but so I won't.
No, I'm just kidding. I will not do such a thing. That's for after hours. The prior one is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. That's the name of it. The new one is called Dominion. Fallen Kingdom, by the way, I will argue is one of the worst movies I have ever seen in my whole entire life. I absolutely could not. I don't know why we made it through. There were moments where it was so freaking bad.
Is this Star Wars? Or wait, which is this now? Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World. Okay. You've lost any clout you've gained tonight. Forget it. Forget it. You don't know it. I'm moving on.
I'm a roller coaster ride of a person.
Fallen Kingdom. That's it. It was very, 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 very bad because of a million different reasons. But the new one.
Hey, Travis, thanks for jumping on.
Hello. I'm looking forward to the new one only because we have Ellie Sattler and Dr. Grant and Ian Malcolm
Lorna
all in it. And Lorna Doone, they are all in it, and I'm here for that. And I'm excited for it. So there's, a lot of high hopes for me. I would like to...
Oh, the world one is the one where they have the genetic mutant.
Yeah, that's Jurassic World.
Okay. I got it now.
The new
I thought we were
ones
talking
versus
about
the
the
old
ones where
ones.
they have the ship come into LA and then it's like all.
That's Jurassic Park 2, Lost World.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm back on.
Okay, great.
Now
Thank
we're
you.
going back up the roller coaster.
Jurassic World, I thought was really good. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was a dumpster fire of a movie. That's when they just need to make more for money and no one knows what in the frig they're doing. And I'm now hopeful that Jurassic World 3, whatever, Dominion will be better. This concept, like, there's, when we talk about a glow up, there is another term, the opposite of a glow up, that I'm losing my brain cells on. It's the opposite. It's like a low
Like a
up,
slow
like
down?
something where things get worse. There's a screenshot that shows a Velociraptor from Jurassic Park, and then below it is a Velociraptor from Jurassic World Dominion, which is now 35 years later, and it literally looks like it's like PS5 to PS1.
So it's like if everything went back to the Polar Express CGI.
Polar Express would be really good
Yeah, but
comparatively, but yes, to some degree. Oh, that was funny in Rescue Rangers.
yeah, it was so bad. so bad.
That movie is so funny.
Oh my god. We're just sitting here gabbing, Travis. We're on a short stream tonight because we have a really busy day tomorrow. I have to get my mouth implant x-rayed, so I'm glowing. That's my glow up.
Oh, that is perfect that's happening because I have a fun highlight reel to show you in a sec.
And then we have to go. We've got all of our checks from the bank that I went to today. And then we have to go get internet set up at the new place because that's even priority before we sign the papers. Like, I'll pay for the month of service if it falls through.
Legit.
and then we have to go sign all the papers and be landowners.
Crazy. And then grow dinosaurs on our land. Sam, I think that I just recently learned about her being 23, and he was like 48 or something crazy.
Yeah, you told me that. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
I miss Metopia too, Jody. I'd recently thought of it, and it made me laugh, and especially the amount of content that Chris provided for us. Travis said, "What are y'all doing here?" I think you commented on that. We normally have like a sort of just chatting section, and then we play a game, and then there's a lot of in between stuff. We rate wine, we do little trivia stuff. There's a lot that happens on one of our shows. Tonight in particular, it's a shortened one, so we're gonna end probably like an hour, and we've been on for 40 minutes or so. So just keep that in mind that this is a little bit atypical. We stream Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. Did you say all that?
No, you did great.
No, thank you. I
Good job. It's like you've been doing this 200 times now.
Nearly 200 times, yeah. Maybe they should put heels on the dinosaur. It's always annoying how a human in high heels could outrun a dinosaur.
I would like. I think a Jurassic Park RuPaul's Drag Race mashup movie, that would be freaking awesome.
Can you believe Vanna White on RuPaul's Drag Race this week?
Oh, she delivered.
Can you even that she was there? I love that. My childhood fantasies all sort of
Do you know what's
combined.
weird? When we were talking about that, so right, like when it was Vanna White edition,
Yeah.
and you turned to me and you were like, "Do you think that she's going to endorse this?" And I was like, "I don't know," because
isn't
I
Pat
thought that
Sajak, like,
pace
super Republican.
Yeah, Pat Sajak is like really, he's said some weird things, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, like they're so close, and maybe she just, kind of. You can't. I shouldn't have assumed that somebody's the same just because they're friendly or work together.
No,
But they've been together for so many years, and so I assumed she was sort of like that. But seems like she's a really great person, and
So,
she came out and she was like
If you
loving
don't know what had happened was there was a category on RuPaul's Drag Race. Every runway they walk to a theme. They have to come prepared. And this is actually something that many people don't know. They don't make all of their outfits there. They will for one, possibly two, but they will be given a sheet of loose topics that are gonna happen for the course of the week of the weeks there if you are a contestant and picked. And it might be something like gold. It could be something as simple as gold. And then you take that upon yourself and you preemptively work with a designer or whatever, and you come up with a garment, a dress that resembles the concept of gold, whatever that is to you. And so
I would do Scrooge McDuck.
It could be that. It could be coins, like gold coins, like money. It could be, I don't know, what else? Is that it? Did I just come up with it all?
Benjamin Franklin.
Could be the snitch. It could be the golden snitch.
Benjamin Franklin.
Could be that.
That would be good. That would be good. Like gold as in dollar bills, $100 bills.
That's a very loose version of it, but it absolutely could work as long as you could sell it. And so this
I would be like, you're not getting my art.
Exactly.
Excuse me.
This one topic for the runway was before and after, which was one of the categories on Wheel of Fortune, as you all know. So can I tell the story? Because this is freaking crazy.
Tell it.
I forgot about this.
Listen, we're an open book here. Tell everything.
Listen to this. So the before and after categories, when you take a term and that has like two words and you combine the middle word with the beginning of the next phrase. So an example might be, I can't think of a single one now.
Candy corn husk.
Excuse me. I mean, are you born to just do before and afters? Candy corn, corn husk. So the combined is candy corn husk. One of the queens tweeted and said, what I really wanted to do was come out and do something she said, but she said, we were told we were not allowed to do actual people, like the names of real people. They could not dress up as. So when I asked Chris, hey, what would you do as your before and after?
This was right after Muskrat Meals on Sunday when we were barbecuing.
So he goes,
or
Memorial Day, yesterday.
Monday. Yeah.
He's thinking, he's like, actually, what I would really think is a great combination is Janet Jackson Pollock. So Janet Jackson and then Jackson Pollock.
Now, look, can I just explain
Yes.
my thought process on this answer? Janet Jackson has fabulous looks. You could really make that work. And Jackson Pollock has a very distinct painting style. And so you're like, when you mash up two people, they're each going to have a distinct look, and you end up with like a Frankenstein. And so doing Janet Jackson Pollock really works in my head, because you could be beautiful Janet Jackson and then have a spotted dress that would represent Jackson Pollock.
Yeah, you could kind of just do almost Janet Jackson drag, but like
spotted up with
Spotted up,
Jackson
yeah.
Pollock.
So I nearly dropped my food, my burger to the ground, my Buffalo Ranch on the umbrella. It was crazy because one of the queens, Shea Coulee, who's remarkable, she tweeted the day after the episode aired that she was pissed because she was told she could not do real people's names. And then she was like, and to my surprise, look at all these people who came out, which was Olivia Newton-John Waters. Okay, so like Olivia Newton-John and then John Waters. Or it was like RuPaul Charles II, which was RuPaul Charles and then Charles II. And she was pissed, Shea Coulee, because she said what her initial vision was that she wanted to do was Janet Jackson Pollock.
I mean, am I usurping Alexandra the gay?
It's not even that. It's beyond the fact that I've dressed up with makeup. The fact that the randomized connection of things you've put together is
a very
they wanted
weird
to put together.
coincidence.
Crazy coincidence. And anyway,
There was
it blew
something
my
that you
mind.
said about that I wanted to touch on there, and now it totally escaped me
I don't know.
because I was just fascinated by my Janet Jackson Pollock idea.
I'm telling you, Janet Jackson Pollock, that could be it. How ridiculous if someone threw cake at the Mona Lisa.
That's what it was. Stop it. Are you freaking kidding me? I am dead. I was thinking Jackson Pollock, and then I literally was waiting for you to finish, and I was going to say, can you believe somebody threw a pie at the Mona Lisa? And I was like, it totally escaped me.
Oh, this is some weird shit.
Oh, I feel like we're in the Matrix right now. Like somebody is puppeteering us.
Look how red I am. I'm redder than your shirt. That is the craziest thing
That is
I've ever
really
seen.
friggin' weird. Really weird.
I just spent 45 minutes talking about how crazy it was that you got to a certain thing, and then I just got to the thing. Okay.
Wow. That is crazy. I don't know how we recover from that.
We recover by talking about a lot of holes that we're going to see and getting screwed in this highlight reel. This highlight is from episode 180, and it is from the day that Chris came back from getting his screw hole. And there's a lot of conversation about that during the stream. I want to point out, though, something. I worked on this unexpectedly today. I didn't think that I was going to have time. I worked on it. I did not fully edit it. So there will be a lot of like, normally I would have like pictures and clip art and motion, whatever. There's not much of that. And I did not watch it multiple times. So I don't even know if it's fine. I don't know. We're going to find out and see if it's enjoyable.
I think it's going to be great.
We'll find out together. So let's all watch. This is from episode 180, and it's from April 23rd, I think. So I have it written at the beginning.
Hopefully the sound works.
Hopefully sound works. We'll see you on the other side, and this is previously recorded. See you soon. It's like 3 or 4 minutes long.
This oral surgeon guy, sexy.
That's why you took so long.
I know. He was all in my mouth and giving me the screw job.
like a screw, an Allen wrench. They jack it back with an Allen wrench.
It's kind of like you get a Molly, not the drug Molly.
What dentist are you going to? They put Molly in your mouth and then keep you there for 2 hours and they screw your mouth.
And so she takes my phone now with your insurance card up on the screen and goes off for like 5 minutes. There's no doubt in my mind that she swiped next to see the poop.
When I tell you, like, the largest hairball I have ever seen in my whole entire life, mixed in with the vomit and regular poop strewn about. And he went into the room first. He's like, oh, it's not that bad. There's not poop everywhere. I'm like, did you check behind the toilet? He's like, yeah, whatever. At least it's solid poop. And the fact that we can qualify that
it's not
disaster
a
scene as like good means we have dealt with some shit. Not that big, because that would be like, we need to get this person on some sort of reality show. Why did I go there?
I get both of them on the reality show.
I love this face. So closer.
Yeah, but I can't.
Oh, you're injured. Tell me about what that submarine was like. No, not that one. That one.
Baked potatoes, crazy.
Oh
they
my
are
God.
the
Crazy,
most versatile. Literally, they have a whole famine named after them. Nobody names a famine after something they don't care about. I have to tell you, there's a bakery by me that makes rainbow cookie cheesecake.
That.
Hot potato patch, 10,128 stitches. It takes 20 minutes to stitch and an evening to design on the couch with Elias Grumbly.
That finger is close, Christopher.
Oh, it's inching in.
No, it's just like Eloise. I'm clipping. Just like.
I always get yelled at for falling asleep and when we're watching TV, and then Elias has to figure out where I fell asleep and then replay it the next day. He always complains about it.
For the very first hit, I did the shuttlecock. I hit the shuttlecock at you, and it just went to the ground.
Me, because that's what you say when somebody wants to go to sleep. Let's play a round of badminton.
Yeah, I can't beat Elden Ring. I still haven't beat Elden Ring.
This is the way.
This is the way.
No, this is the way.
This is the way.
Check it off my list. I want to move on, which I have moved on, and that scares me because I'm nervous that I'm not going to get back to it.
You'll do it.
I wanted that.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It was delicious, though.
No, I wanted the man.
Also delicious. Kiss me. Here, kiss me.
We need one more taste.
Yeah, now go use your mouth hole.
Chris, we're freaking gamers. Yeah, bye. Yeah, bye.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I'm dead.
Kirby's the cutest. Yeah.
That was one hole that was not a goal, apparently.
And
the other
kisses.
hole that was not the goal was Chris's screw hole.
Wait, why wasn't it the goal? That's what we paid for.
Do a little quick looky loo.
This is
Wait, a quick looky loo. Not grab the final Waddle Dees.
Oh, I'm just gonna go for the goal. You know what? I'm gonna just end on this note and a little food for thought for everyone. Considering how quickly I'm recovering from getting a screw put into my mouth, maybe, just maybe, I had appendicitis when I actually went. But by the time they took
Your
me,
body was
I
like-
healed it, and they did the CT scan, and they're like, you don't even have an appendix because you healed it.
Didn't you have weird poops afterwards?
Oh no, that was the barium.
Oh. Oh, we're ridiculous. Absolutely
God.
dumpster people.
Totally. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
Poop and screw holes.
Can we talk
and-
about Tater Tot really quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I take as long as you want.
Tater Tot, I feel, is crossed the Rubicon. He is feeling much better now, so much so that for the first time, I was up at work today, and Elias was off, and I came downstairs to get like coffee or a drink or something, and Elias was like, "Oh, do you know that Tater Tot was on the door frame for the first time in months?"
Months, yeah. You know, in the past I've mentioned on Muskrat Nation that Tater Tot goes above the door frame and like stares at me, and then it freaks me out because what if he tips and falls? He has not done that. Granted, I haven't been, working from home as much as in the past.
But even on weekends.
But even on weekends,
he doesn't do it for me.
He has not ever done that. And today I was in bed in the morning and I was I heard the noise and I looked up, and I even joked with you the other day that like I feel the last sort of
That'll be
moment-
the last test.
That'll be the
of
last
like when
test.
he's fully better.
And he did it, and I was super happy. So
I am very happy.
yep.
I'm happy for myself too because I don't want to have to clean up tater poops anymore.
I know. Thank you, Mozzie, for the nice words. Thank you, Pink NS, for the clip, and Too Shy for you for the claps, the clip and the claps. I love these clips that Kathy, yay Tater Tot. These are all really, really nice comments. That one, I have to say, wasn't my best work in terms of like editing, but
There's a
the
story there,
content-
and it was great.
the content was already pre-provided. That's a hard word to say. Say it.
Pre-provided.
Tell me something Greek, quick.
Nana Tokoroto.
Yeah, we know that one already.
Nana.
Did you do it today?
I did do it today.
Okay.
I don't really have any strong thoughts in Greek right now.
So Dua Lipa taught you nothing.
No, Dua Lipa taught me, but I feel like in language, it's much easier to listen and take it in and then to create your own thoughts in the language.
Do you know that so many people who I knew growing up, as you know, grew up in Greece.
Like if you told me that Barbara is an architect with a cigarette, I would know what you're saying.
Η Βαρβάρα είναι αρχιτέκτονα και με το τσιγάρο.
Exactly.
What about-
I would know what you're saying. But if
What
I
about,
want
what
to
about,
say
what about η γυναίκα και το τσιγάρο?
the woman and the cigarette,
Το άλογο με το ροζ τσιγάρο.
the horse and the pink cigarette,
Το μεγάλο μαύρο άλογο με το ροζ καρότο και το τσιγάρο.
I can say this. The big black horse with the pink carrot and the cigarette.
That was great. Good job. That was fantastic. You did it. So what I was going to say, though, to your point, Chris, many folks who I knew who grew up in America, they ended up learning Greek listening and not speaking. And I always was like, what do you mean? How can you possibly know how to understand the language, but then when it's your turn to speak it, you're like, you don't know what to do. But it's to your point, it's what you're saying. It's easier to hear and
Sure.
form your own thoughts than it is to like create your own
It's
thoughts.
the difference between somebody who can interpret a painting and somebody who can make a painting. It's much harder to make a painting, I would say.
What about someone who throws a cake at a painting?
I think it's a waste of a great cake.
Yeah, that's what I think. How stupid is that person?
I don't
And
know.
you know what was weird? I don't know.
agree with. Look, their whole thing is that they're fighting for the environment. I get it. You could do something better. Like
I think so too. But do you know what I don't like about the headlines? And I don't know if I'm right or wrong. I didn't have time to think about this. It was a gut, not a ruminated gut instinct thought. It was just a gut thought. All of the headlines said that a man dressed as an old woman did such and such.
in
and
a
such.
wheelchair, I think.
Yeah, a man dressed as an old woman in a wheelchair did such and such. And that was weird to me in the way that they described like the wearing of the wig and the dressing as an old woman. I feel like in today's time, like there's maybe a better way to describe just a person threw a cake. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to describe what they're wearing. What are you going to write? An old man or an older woman in a muumuu with Crocs threw a cake.
Yeah, I
know
don't.
what I mean?
I don't fully get it. I don't fully get the purpose of it, and
Of why they're saying it or what? I'm
all
just
of
saying,
it.
I don't know
all
what-
of it's weird. The
It's
whole
very
thing is weird.
It's very weird.
You know what I think it is? I think it's a conspiracy theory for the Louvre to get more foot traffic into the museum
Do you think so?
because now people are going to be worried and they're going to worry about, is the Mona Lisa always going to be available for me to look at with my raw eye holes? And is it always going to, or am I going to be stuck looking at the Mona Lisa through a cake? and nobody wants to look at it through cake glasses.
Did you see the guy going up and wiping the Mona
Yeah.
Lisa? That's it. Just the whole thing is craziness to me.
What did he think, though? I mean, that's like he's wiping with a handkerchief. And
Literally,
it's like,
he was
what
wiping
are you,
with a handkerchief, and this is from.
What are you going to do? Get some Windex.
Yeah.
If it were
clearly.
Greece, they would have Windex, which I don't think is a thing you've told me, but I'm still going to.
It's not. It's not. That's the only thing that's not real from Big Fat Greek Wedding. What it is just that Greek people think that they have the cure all for everything. That's really my grandma had an ammonia stick. They called it ammonia, I think. And when you get stung by like a mosquito and you had like welts, you would put this ammonia stick on you. Probably why I'm all messed up today.
Like a lollipop? Or like a.
It was like a roll-on situation, and it would sting like nothing.
Like the Dickens.
What?
Sting like the Dickens?
I have absolutely never heard that. That's not a real thing.
I think that's a saying. And I also want to give a special shout out to Heidi, who introduced in Discord a couple of phrases that I think are really great, like sauce box, which is another word for mouth, and a couple others that I really liked. But I want to bring back sauce box.
I've never heard of Saucebox up until that.
Because you weren't born in the Victorian age.
Sia's daughter says, "Bravo, Levendi."
What's
You know what that
Lavendi?
is? It's like a young man. It's really what it is.
But why would they say bravo and not say...
She's saying to you.
But why is it bravo? Like, isn't that Italian?
Greek.
No.
Bravo.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Why wouldn't you say like kala or endoxy? You're like, okay, Chris, fine.
So your child...
Or you would say good, Chris. Or
No,
would
your
you say-
child just did a whole lot of great stuff, and they won awards, and they come home all excited, and your response is what? Ready? It's fine. Do I sound engaged?
Yeah.
Versus,
That would-
wow, good job, bravo,
But I think
bravo.
bravo is Italian. I associate bravo with Italian.
You know that there's a lot of things that are similar in a lot of language, the Romance languages.
Yeah,
you know,
like
you get that.
caroto. It's
No
kind
one
of
says
similar.
that. Except pineapple. Every freaking person says ananas,
Ananas.
and then we say pineapple.
Yeah, well,
You know.
it does look like a pine cone
Anyway,
apple.
she's saying bravo, Levendi. Good job.
What is the Lavendi, though? I don't know what that is still.
Like a strapping young man.
Oh,
That's it.
gentleman.
You know, I don't think that it's that. I think it's. I don't know if it's one word either. But yeah. So, thank you. Sia's
Yeah,
daughter.
see, Jen Brambilla said it hurts like the Dickens.
That's a fake thing that
That
you're all
is a
using to
literal
curse him.
thing, Elias.
I don't believe it. I've never heard of such a thing, and if I have never heard of it, then it doesn't exist.
Oh, thanks, Lena. You're the sweetest.
Well, when I did it in Google Translate, it says "Bravo Levendi," and it says "Well done, Leventis." I guess that's just a Greek like colloquial word.
Yeah, I'm Leventis.
I need to look that up more.
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm having so much fun doing Dua Lipa.
It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, and it's like little bite sizes.
I think
But
we
it
need
gives
to-
me time to kind of digest it and then walk away from it. And now I know how to say things. Well, I know how to recognize when I'm in the coffee shop and the person next to me is talking about the big black horse with the pink carrot and the cigarette.
Mm-hmm. And we could say the pink carrot, the pink cigarette. We can say the woman holding the pink carrot and the cigarette.
Risi. I know.
Yeah, you can say
Risi.
Thelo. No,
I
you
know.
can't. You can actually ask for Rizia,
Yineka, I
but-
know. I've known Yineka for a while.
Because the very first time ever in life that Chris learned a Greek sentence using at the time was Rosetta Stone. Literally, the lesson he learned was the woman on the big black horse. Or the woman riding the big black horse.
Listen,
It's the
somebody-
someone was playing a trick. on
Somebody
me.
was, yeah.
And I was showering
Listen,
and I
the
got out of the
fact that-
shower and Chris is like, I know a sentence. I'm like, tell me. He goes, Yineka panosto megalo mavro alogo. And I'm like, are you being punked? Like, what are you talking about?
Listen, I think all of these companies that are making these language lessons are having a little bit of fun with it. The fact that Pink Carrot is a regular occurrence in Dua
Which is
Lipa,
crazy.
it's somebody's having fun.
Someone wants the Pink Carrot.
And the commercials for the Mozzie or the muzzle or whatever it is that we saw in the 80s when the woman's like,
Oh,
yes,
Muzzy,
that's
yeah.
Greek or that's French that they're speaking.
Yeah.
Like they were planting the seeds early then.
For sure. So listen, we have to go. We have things to do, and we have to shorten this stream. And it's unusual. I think we haven't done this in
Well, we don't
a million
have to
years.
do anything, but we're just choosing to be responsible adults.
Well, that's
and-
kind of really what it comes down to, rather than be dumpster people.
so that
and,
we're
like,
not
dumpster people tomorrow.
signing our lives away. Can we do a giveaway though? We should do a giveaway before we head out.
How do you want to do it?
It's going to be for Muskrat Nation Magnet because that's all we can afford since we're buying property now.
It's not true. Are you talking about doing a raffle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
Do that, because I don't know how you do that.
Oh, I'm going to do it just like I always do, right here on this button, and then.
So I
click-
need to catch up on some of these comments. Something about 100 patches behind Chris. Based on a quick survey of columns and rows, perhaps 80, 95, 88 patches. That's a saying. I bet there are at least 100 patches behind Chris. They're from Victorian era. We need the guys to do a count for us. My grandma had a roll stick like that for mosquitoes. Yeah.
I don't know how many patches I've made and to be honest, folks, this isn't the full set of them because I have things that are on here, that I or things that I've made that aren't on here, like the.
That's Jen is saying, I agree. Chris had made over 100 unique patches, but not all of them had one for the board. I also remember he took some off when he cleaned up, so I'm agreeing with your guesstimate that it's less than that.
Yeah, because I like Nice Eggs isn't on here.
Yeah.
Some of the earlier cheddar ones aren't on here.
I forgot about the hot potato one, and doing the highlight today made me laugh so much about it. I think it is
It is a really
freaking
fun
funny.
one.
So freaking funny. I love it.
There's some really good ones. What a great hobby.
Some really good ones. Oh,
What a
speaking of
great
hobby, can I show them what I made? Or should I keep it for
No,
the reveal?
keep it.
Can I talk about it?
It's up to you.
I'm just all excited now thinking about it. I did some work. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, a little bit of a little tease.
But there's a lot of things I need to learn.
You did some. The keyword here is some.
But you know what, though? I will say it is wearable. I wore it.
It is.
It's trash. It will not. Maybe I could sell it to like a hipster as like lo-fi, like
Yeah.
real low.
Yeah.
But it's a garment that fits around the body. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty cool.
Not the whole body.
Not the whole body.
Let's temper the expectations here.
But it is something. Yeah, it is something. And I did it with Chris's help in setting up the machine for me because I don't know. Although I shouldn't say that. What I mean is there is a different setup for when you're embroidering versus when you're going to just loosely sew. I don't know how to shift that. But when I'm in the sewing mode, I know the little loopy loop. I know the little buttons. I know the pedal. Although, can I tell about the garbage can?
Do it.
I'm sitting there doing this work yesterday, and I'm all into it. Now, playing the piano, there is a feeling of similarity to my right leg pushing a lever to the piano's, the sewing machine's lever. Like, they're very similar.
Pedal.
What do you mean?
Lever or pedal?
Oh, I don't know. The pedal. Yeah, the pedal. Mm-hmm. And so I'm doing it, and all is well. Then I turn to Chris to ask him a question, and then I keep going, and I'm pushing. I'm like, why is it not working? And I'm pushing the pedal, and I'm like, something is happening. I feel it in my foot. And then I look down, and I'm pushing the freaking garbage can pedal. The garbage can pedal. The lid was coming up on. I was doing it gradually at first, like a little bit, because I needed the thread to go slowly. Then I was like pressing a little bit more. I'm like, what? Maybe I need to push a little bit more. Then I'm like slamming down on it, and the fully erect. And then I look, and I'm pushing the garbage can's pedal.
I have a whole system of like when I'm changing thread and like the swooping of the thread and then the throwing out of the excess thread. It's like a whole thing. I know exactly where my garbage pedal is, like to open the garbage can. But I never use the sewing machine pedal. It just sits tucked away in the corner because I don't need it. The machine does the work for me. I program
Helen,
the machine to do my work.
This is not a patch that I'm involved in. This is a garment of some sort that I am loosely involved in, and I'm trying my best to figure out some things, but it is incredibly challenging, and I feel like, you know what I feel like, Chris? This is what I feel like. And if this exists, that person should make a lot of money. If it doesn't exist, I could make a lot of money in doing this. I would come up with a system. You know how like Tonal has like live classes and they teach you to do things along the way live with them, or Peloton or whatever. If you did some sort of, sign up for this class, then you get the pattern, you get the materials, you get the pattern, you get everything you need.
Yeah.
And the YouTube video is specific to that particular garment. That would, I think, allow budding seamsters to learn a lot more than watching a YouTube video to learn about how to do such and such, and then cross-reference that to such and such, and then cross-reference that to such and such, and all of that.
Make it happen.
Oh, I'm not making that happen. That's not.
But first, you need to learn how to do it yourself.
That's what I'm saying. I will never learn how to do it. I'm trying.
Listen, there's probably a Dua Lipa class that you can take to do it.
That's what. It doesn't exist. I'm telling you. That's what I want to. That's what I want to create.
Make it happen.
But this is the cat. This is humanity. I want it. I'm not going to make it.
I'm sure that there's something out there.
Literally not. I looked. There's nothing that's specific to what I'm saying, which is I want to be given the materials and the pattern for someone to teach me exactly that thing.
I feel like what you need, because
that'll teach me everything. It'll teach me what a stay stitch is. It'll teach me what an edge stitch is. Whatever those other words are.
Yeah, but you know what? I know what your end goal is, but I feel like you're jumping. This is my critique. You're jumping ahead to, I want to make something that's fully realized. But I think you need to kind of step your way through, and probably, I don't even know if there's a pattern for it or process online of make a t-shirt, make a pair of pants.
That's what I'm saying. I would like that.
Do simpler things like that, because if you think I started with, I'm just going to embroider the heart that Leslie has, my one true heart, where I just used the pattern already on the machine. And then I stepped into, I'm going to use software to do it. And then I'm going to make it more complicated. And then I'm going to do cutouts and those kinds of things.
I get that.
I think you're at the point where you're kind of learning on the fly to get to that doing cutouts and all of those kinds of things.
Sucks.
And it sucks.
It's not a fun time.
And it sucks when you fail, because if you fail in one part of that, in the same way that if you fail in the middle of a stitch, you fail the whole thing, and then you feel like I suck.
That's why I want something that takes me through to step by step by step. And even those videos that I watched help, but they're not exactly what I'm doing. And so at the end of the day, it's kind of sucky. But I will say the act of doing it is very cool, and it's mind-blowing that what I have made, and I'm not going to show you, but what I have made is out of my hands. As in it, I cut, I sewed, I did stuff, and I have a little bit of a garment.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, pick a winner. What are people saying? Actually, don't pick a winner yet.
Oh, wait.
Justin Bieber tickets. What are you talking about? Oh, that's what we're giving away? Yes.
No, we're not.
There's a TikToker who does that with cross stitch, and that's great for that person.
Who's going to win a Muskrat Nation magnet?
Your chair pillow's upside down.
Oh,
and it's always upside down.
Oh, crap. That's fine. Now it's right side up. I fixed it. Okay, who's going to win? Who's going to win? Ralcia, congratulations, Ralcia. Ralcia hasn't won in a while now.
Congratulations.
And you're going to get a Muskrat Nation magnet, and you're going to get the new holographic Airstreamers and Muskrat Nation sticker and our business card. Because you don't know when we're on, but you know what? Yeah, you do. And you can probably just give it to a friend. Ralcia 100%.
194, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Congrats, Ralcia. And thanks for being such an important part of the community for so long now. 15 months. That's crazy.
wild. Magnet.
Magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Sam, I know that they exist, but what I'm saying is I want it to be specific to what I'm working on. Like, I want them to say, go out and buy this or sign up with me. I will give you this.
You want-
And then that'll happen.
Blue Apron for dressmaking.
1 bajillion%. And it doesn't even need to be dressmaking. It could be the basics that you talked about. I want Blue Apron for the basics of making a dress. Because this dress that I bought the pattern for, it's literally considered very easy. And the people at the store were like, yeah, just buy this type of fabric, which I will say this fabric does work better than the cotton
I can see
fabric,
it.
for sure.
Yeah, I can see it when you're stitching it.
Yeah. So, anyway, thanks, folks. And I would like, yeah, that wouldn't be realistic, though. There are like millions of patterns. Yeah. I'm not saying the way that I'm describing it is whoever the person who runs this has one pattern. They sell one pattern, right? Sign up with me, you'll receive the materials and this pattern, and then you'll watch my YouTube videos and you'll make this pattern. All right, you'll make this just like you said with
Yeah, or like you can, like Paul said, like when we went to the craft store to make gorilla hands. Which
Yes,
is actually
no.
something that happened on this freaking stream. Where in the world can you
It's
say
crazy.
that and actually have it be truthful?
for real. And so then I think if I were to complete one dress, everything thereafter will go back
But I'm
to
saying
this moment.
even a t-shirt could be two things and you could practice like cutting.
I know, but
and
then that requires me to do all the work, and I'm in America. I want it all been done for me. That's it. That's the bottom line.
well, that's the struggle.
Anyway, so folks, we're gonna get going, and congratulations to everyone for not winning Justin Bieber tickets. Is he still a thing? Do people still care about him?
Yeah, he did Despacito.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, which is crazy to think that's like an era that existed before COVID.
Yeah,
Damn, wow.
he did that, and then I think now he's marrying someone. Isn't he marrying like Kim Kardashian now or something?
No, what you're confusing him with Pete Davidson. And weirdly enough, I can sort of see the like visual resemblance of them.
Okay, well,
But let's stop while we're ahead. Tomorrow, we're going to be on at some point for a little bit to discuss what happened in our day. And we hope that you tune in to hear about
hopefully
that.
it's good news, folks.
I mean, it's knock on wood.
I'm
hope
knocking
it's good
on-
news. Jeez.
I already had the bank write the checks.
Yeah.
And I said to the banker, I was like, so these are already drawn on our account and written to these people. Like, God forbid what happens if it falls through, like at closing tomorrow. He's like, oh, well, just don't lose them, deposit them again. So like,
The literal piece of paper check is the representation of his money.
it's the money. It's the money.
I mean, do we
He
need
said
to hire
don't lose
security
it.
to come with us?
Yeah, it's drawn from the account and it's printed.
What world are we
money.
living in 2022 where a piece of paper is the thing?
Yeah, he said don't lose it and don't tear it up because you can deposit again in your account. But it's like,
Do we need to laminate it or whatever? Laminate? Oh God, is that an opossum
I think we
thing?
need to carbon freeze it like we did with Han that one time.
Okay,
Remember
so-
when we did that? No, it's a certified bank check. That's the only way that you can't give them a personal check. We gave them a personal check for the deposit when it goes into escrow, but like imagine you go to closing and you're like, here, okay, here's the check, and then you move into the house and then afterwards you're like, oh, just stop payment on that check. Sorry, my house now. Like you have to have some.
crazy. So that'll happen tomorrow, and hopefully we'll report back with good news.
Hopefully we won't lose the check.
You'd be better off with a briefcase of bills, because then at least in my mind that briefcase is like
Heavy?
secured and heavy, and like if someone tries to attack us, we can use the briefcase to attack them. That happens a lot in movies.
That does happen. Or you
Or-
can swing it at them.
That's literally what I meant.
Oh, use it to attack them.
Yeah. How else are you going to attack them with like?
Oh, I thought like open it like really fast and then it would smack open. You know, they're like spring loaded and it smacks them in the face. But then the problem with that one I thought was then your money goes flying everywhere.
Okay, so I'm learning that we have a really difficult time coming off of the stream when it's premature.
We're like, wait, one more thing. One more ridiculous idea that makes no sense whatsoever.
So, for the future of this week, we are doing on Friday a trivia night, and it's going to be categorized randomly. Let me repeat that. The questions will be random, but the categories we will pre-build beforehand. And then on Saturday, we're going to be playing Smash Bros. So I remember at some point, maybe last week, people were talking about playing Smash Bros. And I picked it, and I've already gotten a lot of good feedback from people who want to play, and Gavin, I think, is going to be participating, and I think Brian said he's really excited. So if you've not played, and if you have it, or if you do have it and you've not played in a while, dust it off and try to play, and let's see what's going to happen. You know?
Oh, Steve, that sentence really makes me happy. Tomorrow at this time, Muskrat Nation will be a reality.
Oh, that is super sweet.
It's been a long time coming. Thank you so much.
So really, truly, thank you folks for all the love. And this has been an awesome start to the week, really. And tomorrow we will report back with the news, and hopefully it'll be okay. Fingers crossed. Everybody, fingers crossed. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Airstreamers, and we'll see you again later. Bye, folks.
Bye, everyone.